Good morning. Welcome to Saturday in the Studio. My name is Lisa Schmid, and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Wow, what date is today? I gotta look at my watch. The 30th. What have you done this week? What did you do? We had off, so I'm sorry if you had to work, but we did have off, and Dave took off this week. So fun. We came up to the refuge, which is where we are right now, and it's just been a relaxing, do a couple of things, read a book, do a puzzle, things like that. So what have you done this week? And then the other thing I was thinking about is New Year's resolutions. I think I like to make goals rather than a resolution. I don't know. Is that the same thing? Anyway, so I want to show you today. Don't know if you've gotten you should have gotten by now your catalogs. So these are the new ones coming out January 4th. They go live. And if you haven't gotten one, please let me know, because you should have gotten it by now. So if you don't have one, let me know. But there are some really fun things. So I'm going to show you. I did make a card the other day.
Morning, Cheryl.
Using the perennial lavender set, and I'm going to use that again today. So let's go ahead and get started. So first thing I want to show you, the designer series paper in perennial lavender is absolutely gorgeous. That's like a gorgeous, like a 5-syllable word, gorgeous. It's so, let me just pull this all the way off so we don't have that reflection, but it's so very pretty. I mean, this, you can use just a piece of it, which is what I did on the card I did make. The background, look at these. Cheryl, I'm sure if you don't have this, you probably will be having it shortly. It's so very, very pretty.
Hey, Sandy.
So pretty. Look at these. Just this lavender is gorgeous. So just a really fun. These are all the colors that are in it, because I'm still going to make a board with it or something like that. So beautiful, beautiful paper. But as you know, I like to start with pure stamping, and I didn't do that the first card I made because I copied something out of the catalog. And so this is called a super sweet. So we've got perennial postage, which has all these great phrases.
Oh no, Diane.
Oh, what?
Diane's been sick, and now she gave it to her husband.
Oh, I thought you were going to say they couldn't hear us. Like, oh no. Well, being sick
since Lisa did say that, as you know, we have continued to try to fine-tune our studio space up here at the refuge.
Mm-hmm.
So you can let us know how is our sound and our video coming through.
Yes, that'd be great. Because as you know, Dave threw the last computer against the wall. I'm just kidding. So perennial postage. Love this little big hugs. Just so many fun. Thank you for your friendship. Here for you always. I know you'll get through this. Things just sometimes are hard. You're simply marvelous. Just so. Anyway, absolutely love the phrases in here. And this one is a clear mount. So it's got it means it's on rubber. Then this one, painted lavender, is just gorgeous. Look how pretty that is. So many fun things. And this one is clear mount, which I like because you can obviously see through it. So those are the two. And as far as the dies, this has the I want to say rectangle, perennial postage dies. That's right, perennial postage dies, which I love things that layer. How cute is this little one? I have not used that one yet, but that would be fun to use too. So perennial postage dies. And the other dies for the flowers are the painted lavender dies, of course, because that's what it's called, painted lavender. So lots of different dies here. I'm curious about this one.
I'm loving that the dies and the stamp sets are now named the same thing.
Yes, that was a change. They make that this year or last year, but yes, because it was very confusing before. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start with the, to show you one more thing that comes in this suite is these really fun gems. Look at those. Hold those up nice and
Thanks, Sandy, for the video and sound comment.
Good. So purple fine shimmer gems. Aren't they beautiful? It's funny, I'm making a swap, so I was looking at how many are on here? 150. I was like, okay, that should be good. I just need 60. All right. So I want to start just with a standard white sheet, white cardstock, and I'm going to use Highland Heather as our background. So I'm going to stamp on this. Let's go ahead and fold that in half. I did not score this. And with the white cardstock, I find it's a little easier. You can obviously, if you score it, it's great. But if you don't, it's still okay. All right, so pretty straight. Let's try one more time there and get it a little bit better. Okay, so this is going to end up sitting right there. So that's what we've got our little bit of, can you come a little bit closer?
I can.
Thanks. So I'm going to grab my mat, and I'm just going to warn you that this is kind of in my head, so I'm hoping it'll come out like it is in my head. But
Can you
there,
flip around your mat for me?
yes, I'm sorry. I know that bothers you. So let's put the card this way. So the great thing about this is you can do like a big bouquet of wildflowers like this on top of that. You can do these on top of this or that. Same with this. And then you've got these green backgrounds and you've got these little purple to add to these. So, and these flowers sit right on top of that. So lots of possibilities. I'm going to start with the single stem and just do something simple. So we're going to use shaded spruce here for our green because that's sort of our background. Okay, so simple, pure, simple stamping. So I'm going to stamp 1 and maybe 2, and I'm probably going to do 3 is what I was thinking. 3. And then we'll go ahead and add, like I said, which ones? These, right? We're going to add these, the big ones. There's 2 different ones and 2 different, what am I trying to say? Darker and lighter. Yes,
flowers.
thank you. So I want to get that little one out.
So it can be whatever color you want. But
yes, they can.
some are bushier, some are smaller.
Yes, and so I'm going to use Highland Heather because that's what color my cardstock is. And I have a little piece of paper here because I'm going to want to stamp off a little bit. So I'm going to do the solid one in a little bit darker. So that's going to be the straight. Nope, I'm going to do the darker. Sorry. This one is going to be in the lighter color because then I'm going to use the other one and make it a little bit darker. So I'm going to go
Peggy.
all the way up. And these to me, what do they look like to you, Dave? What's your favorite flower?
Well, they look a little bit like delphinium.
Yes, exactly right. And then I'm going to do this one a little bit lower in dark, just dark. But then I was thinking I want to add another block. I wondered how it would look, kind of risky, I know, but to add, I'm going to just try it on here on the paper and see, to add a little bit in between. What would that look like? What do you think? Yay, nay? Kind of looks pretty now, but I thought, what if we added just a little bit in between that? So we had 2 colors. Oh yeah, I like that very much. There. So we have a little bit more, like 2 different colors within. I think that's really pretty. I think it's very pretty and it's pretty simple. So that is going to go on, like we said here. And of course, we'll put some gems on. If we wanted a little bit more here, we could add some leaves. I think I'm going to leave it the way it is. I think it looks really nice. We do want a word. So let's pick a word here. How about, I kind of want to pick something bigger because I'm going to put it over here. How about you mean the world to me? How about that one? You mean the world to me? Let's see. How about you're simply marvelous? Change my mind, just like that. Now, if you've never put these on before, here's what you do. You find You're Simply Marvelous, which is here. I take off this paper first, the sticky. And am I on the screen all the way? There we go. And then peel this off like that. And just fit it right in that space. And then you'll have it just exactly the way it was made to be. Like that. Then when I stamp with it, I actually try to see, before I stamp it on a card or on another sheet of paper, I want to see, do any of my edges show? No, because sometimes these edges will show and then I'll just snip them off. So we are going to stamp You're Simply Marvelous, on a little piece of paper that I did bring down here. Here it is. Just a little, I think it'll fit on there. And let's bring our card back in. Yeah, I think I'm just going to stamp it in that purple again. The green might look nice too because we don't have a lot of green in there, but I'm just going to go here. Very nice. And I'm just going to trim it and have it on the edge like that. and like that, just to have a little bit of dimension. It's a fairly simple card, right? But I think it's very, very pretty. Let's pop that up. And I mean, I think, and this one, the designer series paper and the flowers can do all the work for you. Because it just makes, it's just easy peasy. Any plans for New Year's Eve, friends? We have friends coming. We have some here now and some coming to the refuge. I need to adhere this onto here first. And so some are here, and we will play games and have appetizers and do fun things like that. So we had some fun appetizers we're going to make. There we go. You're simply marvelous. So, and then the last thing, of course, I'm going to put on some of those gems. Now, I could put on a ribbon, but I think I'm going to go with the gems instead of a ribbon. So we just need our take your pick. And it's interesting because this one looks a little bit more like Blackberry Bliss to me, a little bit darker, but let's go ahead and use, I think I am going to take a little bit darker ones and just kind of put some around. There's 2 sizes on here. I'll put one down there, and we'll put one more like over here, just to fill up that space a little bit. All right. So what do you think?
Looking good.
Yeah, isn't that pretty? It's not difficult, kind of fun. I might have stamped that off one time to make that a little lighter there. It's a little bland here. I'm kind of wondering about that, but I think it looks okay. I think it looks good. So, not difficult, kind of fun. You could always put a little bow there. I think, yeah, again, I'm just going to leave it.
Hi,
I think I'm undecided, but I'm just not sure. Hi, friends. Hi, Peggy. Going to listen to a friend's band play. That sounds fun. All right. I have 2 more cards to make. Do you want me to make one more right now? Or do you have something you want
I
to?
have a couple things that we can talk about.
Okay.
So let me just...
Actually, let me regroup. Can I go ahead and make one more now?
Sure.
Yes, I'm going to make one more. Not sure why I asked you. I'm sorry. So I want to use this time just as a different, to show how you can use these different flowers is really what. So I'm going to use that one. And same thing. I am going to use just a sheet of white cardstock. So these are what I call pure stamping. Really not die cutting, not doing any fancy. This time I'm going to use Starry Sky. Look how pretty that, oops, that needs to be trimmed. It's just trim that a little bit. Starry Sky, I just feel like I have not used often. And Starry Sky and Orchid Oasis are 2 that are just really, really pretty. Am I too far? Maybe. Oh, we want it at 4. What is that for? Oh, never mind. Never mind. That must be smaller. That's okay. There we go. Cut that off. And I'll put this, now it'll fit. Yep. And I'm going to I did that one sideways. I'm going to do this one up and down. And that's right. Okay. Here we go. So let's get our mat again. And this time I want to try the ones that are more like a bouquet, the stems. So let's switch that out. I'm going to use this one. And I'm still going to use the same shaded spruce, but I think I want to see how it will look if we stamp off. So let's try that first. See what that looks like. Oh, you know, it's thin enough. I'm going to go directly on because it doesn't have as big of presence as the other one. So we're just going to do one right here in the middle, like that. And sometimes simple is good, you know, often, more often than not, simple is good. They say for stampers, add one, make your card and then take 3 things off. Oh, I'm a little high. Oh, but you know what I can do? I'll just flip it because I think I'm going to stamp these. I need my little stems to be lower. That was too high up. And you could layer this. That would sure be nice to layer it. I'm going to go down further. There we go. And because the back is going to stick to something, no problem. All right, let's grab another block here. We'll peel that off and put this one on. Okay, so, oops, I don't want to use that. I'm using Starry Sky. So I'm going to come in here with Starry Sky, which is one of our in colors. It'll be around just this year and then it'll be gone. again, I'm going to just want, you just kind of want to see sometimes. Yeah, that is just fine. If you stamp off or what does it look like, sometimes it's good just to check. I got too many things here, so I'm going to scooch some things back. There we go. Okay.
Cheryl, that sounds fun. Trans-Siberian Orchestra. If you haven't seen it, on Facebook, look up Red Wing Fire Department, because they did this crazy light thing. Can you move your head back just a little bit? Thank you.
Sorry. There we go. Go ahead.
Red Wing Fire Department does an amazing thing with their lights and the Trans-Siberian Orchestra song. So it's very fun. And yeah, Cheryl, if you wanted to drive up to Little Falls, we'll be up here.
Okay, so that I could stop there. I'm going to give it a little more dimension. I did stamp off, so these are much lighter, but it gives it, look at that, gives it a little bit more pop. All right, and this one for sure, let's attach it first, and then I'm going to add a ribbon, and we'll talk about some words. That does sound fun. And did you see Sandy is decorating for a social hour, followed by lasagna dinner. That sounds fun, too.
Ball drops. Oh, ball drops at 8 o'clock.
That is perfect. Yes.
I think we say this every year, but when we lived in California, it was great because our church did a New York New Year's Eve.
I loved it. Perfect with kids.
The ball dropped at 9, which for our kids was great. We would, watch the ball drop in New York at church, and then we would go home.
Which was absolutely perfect. All right, I think I'm going to do big hugs because I just want a little phrase on the side there. I know Dave's always like, well, you don't have to put a phrase on. Well, I kind of do on the front. I feel like I do. So let's put this one together. Big hugs. And
lasagna dinner. Yum.
I know, doesn't that sound good? We haven't had lasagna in forever. Okay. Big hugs right here. All righty. That and that. And we'll just do a little thing on that side. Little big hugs on that side. I'm going to put a ribbon on this one because doesn't a bouquet of flowers just call for a ribbon?
Of course.
Of course.
A bow.
So a bow. Could do a bow. All right, big hugs. Oops. Let's put it up here. First thing I like to do when I'm doing words, I am going to stamp it right there, but I just want to make sure, does it stamp, is my label on straight? So it looks like it has to go a little bit like this. And I'm going to line it up and kind of see, is it straight? I went a little far back, so good to know. And, you can always cover it if it doesn't quite go the way you want. Okay, I think that looks just fine. By doing that ahead of time, though, I was able to see it was a little bit off. Okay,
sometimes doing that first stamp, it helps the stamp adhere to the block, so you get a firmer image the second time.
Absolutely. I think I'm going to use, this is our stitched, it's in the annual catalog. It comes with red. It's stitched, this color. I don't know. But it comes with, in a pack, 2-pack, this and red, and it's just
morning, Kenzie. Morning, Cynthia.
Really pretty. So I'm just going to keep making it a little bit smaller. And yeah, maybe a little bit smaller even. Just a teeny tiny bow. There we go. Okay, and then trim this. And trim this. And yeah, look how pretty. Oh, it's pretty. It's really pretty. Okay, glue dot.
Sandy, I saw you mentioned Medina Ridge.
Oh, yeah.
We're accumulating furniture for the refuge. The chair that is in the secret garden came from Medina Ridge.
Oh, that's interesting. There we go.
Very nice.
Isn't that pretty? There's no, honestly, there's no layers. There's no, let me grab that other one.
Pure stamping.
Pure stamping. Both very, very pretty, pure stamping. Okay, now, my friend, you may go. Okay.
So we have a few things coming up. Let me just change screens here and get over here. As with everything, always go to thestamperstudio.com for all of your things. Ordering new Stampin' Up! Products, January 4th. I know you're all going to come here, click, and be ordering for the new catalog. But we also have our new our next card cafe coming up on January 13th. January 13th, get to the right one here. I need to get that December one out. Card Cafe is our in-person event. It happens at our Minnetonka studio. So you get to come choose 5 items off the menu, 5 different card designs. You make 2 of each, so you walk away with 10 beautiful cards. Lots of fun, lots of laughter, great cards, great way to kick off your new year. Take some me time after spending a lot of holiday time on other people's events, decorating, undecorating, all the fun stuff. We love it, but we also kind of need a break afterwards. So for your break, come to Card Cafe. You may notice new graphic for 2024.
And I was noticing it says shipping calculated at checkout, but really it means tax, right? Because anyway, they're coming. So
yeah, this one doesn't have shipping, so there would be no shipping. But Card Cafe coming up. Like I said, go to thestamperstudio.com. We always have all of our information here. Best place to go. Card Cafe, just click to register. Hosted retreats. If you want to go back and see some of our old videos, if you're looking for one that we've done before, we have a link to our video library here as well, and subscribing for Paper Pumpkin. If you haven't taken Paper Pumpkin, go back and look at our previous video that we did on Paper Pumpkin and talking about what's coming up in the upcoming months. Because the next 3 I'll coordinate. There's some special offers, great things.
Dyes, all sorts of things.
In Paper Pumpkin. So great fun for you to see there. Oops, and I just took you away. So let's go back down.
I wasn't ready for you. I didn't realize you were there. Okay. So, thank you, Dave. I feel like you kind of cut yourself short there. Okay.
I kind of took one. Anyway, whatever. Keep going.
All right. So this time I'm going to use shaded spruce again, because that's the ink I have here. And I'm kind of focusing on the shaded spruce as well as its color in our designer series paper with this. And I'm going to use one of the postage dies. And this is not the largest one. There is one larger. And I've said this many times, but I like when things layer. I am just seeing, where is it? It's up here. I like when things layer easily, quickly. And look at all these layers we have. This one, I did try doing this and then doing a background of this. And honestly, I felt like it was a little bit too much, a little bit too much of the postage. So I'm really excited to try this one because it's like a little seal. You see it? Just like this little seal. So, and this one too. All right. So I did that. And then I decided, I do want to put some purple. This is Gorgeous Grape on the background. So I'm just going to end up doing it like that. Okay. Oh, let's see. Oh, before I do that, I was like, something's not right. I'm going to stamp. I cut a 1.5 piece of cardstock, designer series paper, and I'm going to put it right here. My adhesive is going to run out any moment here, and I have another one, but I'm like, ooh, can we get through without it running out? It's pretty close. I'm going to leave a border on all the edges here, like that. So pretty.
Having lots of fun comments. And Kenzie, you're right. When I typed in our intro for this, I said wrapping up 2024. Of course, we're wrapping up 2023.
Yes.
Just getting ahead of myself.
You are. Okay. This is the same one I made. This is one I'm making for a swap. So I don't, all of a sudden I'm like, wait, what am I doing? But I do remember. I'm making 21 of these cards for a swap. And then what that means is then I have swaps to share with you. So
Lisa makes 24 cards. And then
20. Yeah,
21 cards. Gets back 20 new designs to make and share and
exactly right.
All sorts of fun stuff.
Okay. So again, I'm using that shaded spruce. And do you remember?
Mary Jo's excited she can come on the 13th.
Yes, I'm excited too. I saw that. All right. So I'm using that shaded spruce. I am using the little these little stems. The flowers are going to go off the edge, and I'm okay with that. You'll see in a second. Oopsie. Okay, so there's that. And my flower, I actually found it was a little bit easier for me to, oops, not that one. I have some blank ones here, to die cut first and then stamp, which is really unlike, it's unlike what I do. But
some of this design's pretty forgiving because there's a lot going on. If you're slightly off, it's still going to look good. That's
right. So I'm going to do one direct or dark. Let's see. Let's do. Yeah, I'm going to do one directly onto here. I don't know why. It just seemed like I can see it better. It was just easier to do. So there's that. And I'm going to stamp one off back on my little paper. Stamp one off and do it lighter like that. I mean, they come out really well. So, and then I think I'm going to do one more dark directly, stamp ink to paper. There we go. All right. So there is what I'm going to use behind or on top of the flower or on top of the greens. Let's go ahead and adhere this. Made it. I'm going to adhere this on here like that. And then I'm going to pop these up, and they are going to be higher than the edge, which I think is kind of cool, actually.
It's always nice when it overlaps.
Yeah, it kind of gives it, again, a little bit more dimension. So let's grab some dimensionals, and I'm going to do 2, the darker ones on the edge and a lighter one in the middle. I just need 2 on each. So I'm going to kind of do this here like that.
Catalog.
Yes, it's right here.
Nope. Annual.
No. Yes, here.
I don't have one on my side.
Sorry. Here you go.
Don't be sorry.
All right, so let's go ahead and stick this on. And this lavender is so pretty. There's just so much you can do with it. I'm going to stick that there. Hang on. I do not need a dimensional right there. I do need adhesive right there, though, because it's already on top of a dimensional right here. When I was going to put it there, I noticed it. There we go. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one, but just one at the top. And this one is going to tuck right in there. Isn't that pretty? Oof. I think it's so pretty. So pretty. Oh, so pretty. Okay. Then over here, I'm just going to stamp a word. And I'm going to choose one of the ones that's a little bit bigger because I have a big space. So I'm going to do this. I can't thank you enough. And grab the block. Can't thank you enough. And I am going to stamp it directly there. We'll see, because if I make a mistake, then we just cover it. All good. All right. So this is going to go right there. Great. And then I am going to put a little ribbon, but I think I'm going to use, this ribbon is in the annual catalog, and this is the glittered, what's it called? Glittered organdy. It's just kind of light, and it's so pretty, and it's still current, and it's really pretty. I'm just going to put a little knot, one little knot, and then of course we're going to put some gems on it, because why wouldn't we, right? Just add more glitter, sparkle. There we go. Little knot bow. It's not a bow, and I didn't get my corner. There we go. All right, so we'll take a glue dot, just stick it right there, and put it right there. Pull that a little tighter. Twist. There we go. So it pops up. I mean, you can see how it just pops up a bit. And then let's add a couple gems because we can. And why wouldn't we want more glitter, more shiny things? Let's see. I'm going to use dark, small dark. Yep, I'm going to use this one. And maybe put it there. And a little bit bigger one. And we'll stick this one over here. And then a lighter one. I think I want a small one. Here. Like up here. There we go. So I just thought that was really, really pretty, and to take it up a little notch from the pure stamping. I did also, maybe I can find it. Here is a card I made before. So this was the card I copied right out of the catalog. I close up these inks or else you know what's going to happen. There we go. So isn't that pretty? This was from a previous week. Thought it was really, really fun with those little flowers inside, which I'll do inside this one as well. The other thing, if I didn't want to do the 3, I could have done, I did stamp this, kind of checking it out, 1, just the 1, like I did on this card right here. And you could even do that different color. But anyway, so there we go. What do you think? What do you think?
Lots of fun comments about the cards.
Oh my gosh.
Can you bring back your first card?
This one?
The first 2, actually.
This 2? Yep.
So we got a question from Cynthia. Could you emboss those after you've stamped them? And I had a couple thoughts on this. Number one, if you were trying to just bring some pizzazz to it, you could add Wink of Stella. Wink of Stella always brings some nice sparkle. The other thing is, if you wanted to emboss after you've stamped it, I do think you could go back and stamp it with Versamark after you've done your original stamp, and then put embossing powder and heat it.
Yes, you could do that.
You'd obviously
I
want
like
to use
the
the clear
Stella.
embossing powder, because if you used one of the opaque ones, you're going to then not see your stamp. But if you did Versamark and then the clear embossing powder after, I think that would work great. And again, these designs, because there's so many of the little flowers, even if your Versamark stamp was a little bit off, it's still going to look great.
Yep. And then also you cannot emboss with this ink.
No.
This will not hold the embossing powder,
Yeah,
but that's
why
a
you'd wanna
great
use
question.
The Versamark afterwards on top of your color to get your embossing there.
Like this one, the embossing, just embossing in white. The white is a craft ink, so you can emboss, well, you could emboss in white, or you could emboss the white ink in clear. So this one you could, but the other inks you cannot. But Versamark, you're right, Dave, is a perfect one to use. All right. What do you think, friends? I love, love, love this. I think the lavender is just so pretty. Actually, this one is probably one of my favorites that I just made. This one right here. I had it in my head, and you know, sometimes those work out and sometimes they don't. And I think this one did. I like it. All right. We look forward to seeing you on Monday. We are going to do a bit of a year in review and kind of show you where we've been and even where we're going. And we look forward to seeing you then. Have a safe New Year's and do something super fun and something good for yourself. Have a great weekend, and we look forward to seeing you on Monday. Happy stamping, friends.